Hey guys, Sandy here, and I am back with my Citrus Twist kit for September 2017. I still got a lot of it left to use. So I'm going to get this photo scrapbook today. This is me and my husband on our anniversary last year. It's just been over a year now, and we actually bought each other the same anniversary card. This has happened a few times over the years, and we just decided to take a picture of it today, or this day. We had a good time. So I'm going to get that scrapbooked, and I believe I'm going to be using a sketch. Not sure yet. I'm not sure which direction I'm going to go, but let's see what I can do. So I am using a sketch from Laura Whitaker, and it is from the Stuck Sketches, and I believe it is the September 15th sketch. You can see some details on my blog if you would like to go there. So I'm just pulling out the papers from the September 2017 Citrus Twist kit, and I wanted to try out that bright yellow paper because the safe option would be to use the side that I end up using, but it just wasn't going with what I had in mind. And you saw I pulled out the weird curtain paper, and I put it off to the side because I thought there's no way I'm going to use this, but I have an epiphany during making the scrapbook page, so I actually do use it. Alright, so I have this scrap here, and this is one of the crepe papers as well, and to me it kind of looks like half of an argyle pattern, like only one side of it. Now here's where I have the epiphany. I'm going to cut off one little row of these little curtain things, and I'm going to fussy cut around so it's almost like a scalloped border. And don't worry, I don't make you watch me cut the whole thing. Okay, so magically, ta-da! I have cut this off. Man, guys, I can't even tell you, sometimes I wish I could cut that fast. Like, split second, and boom, it's cut and ready for you to go and actually get to the fun part, which is, you know, cutting and pasting. Goodness. Alright, so I'm going to layer this over it just ever so slightly, and I decide when I'm, checking the size that I actually want the little curtain piece to poke out a little bit. I want it to be a little bit of a shelf. Now what I'm going to do here is fussy cut some of these flowers, and I was just kind of looking at the flowers and trying to decide which ones I thought I would want to cut out, because I definitely want to use the other side of this paper because that's beautiful as well, so tone on tone. And if I just went for that flower right in the middle there, then I would have kind of ruined my paper. So magically, hooray, I have fussy cut these guys, and I'm just kind of messing around trying to figure out where exactly the flowers are going to go, because even though I'm using the sketch, I'm kind of using just the bare bones of the sketch and kind of making it mine. I'm trying to do something which I think looks fun, and I mess around with the flowers a little bit. These little pieces right here that are cut out, I know that I'm going to use them, and it takes me almost to the end of the page to figure out exactly where I'm going to use them. And here I am, I'm thinking, oh, I've got to do some more cutting, so I'm just trying to find one that isn't in the middle of the page that's going to work for what I'm doing. And I decide that it's going to go down here at the bottom. It's going to be my little bit of zhuzh at the bottom. And I was taking a peek to see if I wanted to incorporate some stars as well. And I decided not to. I decided to just go with flowers on this one. And I do end up with some hearts, but because it is a page about our anniversary, so I kind of felt hearts went a little bit better than stars. So, barely a frame around this photo. This mat is very thin. It's just a little pop of the dark green, so that when you're looking at it, you're not seeing dark greens on this page. You're just seeing that photo has something around it that's just making it pop and not blend into the things behind it. Or at least that's what my my goal was. Hopefully it happened that way. We'll see. So I'm just cutting off a little bit of the weird edges from where I cut out this paper. And I'm looking at this and I'm thinking that I'm going to do something with some layering. And I actually forget to do any kind of layering with that floral paper, that tone-on-tone floral paper. And my whole thought was I'm going to use this down at the bottom of the page, so I should bring it up to the top of the page as well so that it doesn't seem like it's so disconnected. Well, I forgot. I have pulled out my Maggie Holmes Carousel die cuts, and those came in the August 2017 Citrus Twist kit. So hooray for using some of my best kit that I still had. If you're interested in seeing what I have used from that kit and what layouts I made from the August 2017 kit, go ahead and take a peek at my Kill a Kit and Layout Share video. And that's a couple of videos ago. So I've decided that I'm just going to ink the edges with my Distress ink. And I don't actually ink the edges of everything on here. While I'm sitting here voicing this over and looking at my layout, I'm realizing that I cut apart something and inked one part of it and didn't ink the other. But, oh well. I did it with that sponge sugar or cotton candy, whatever that really pale pink Distress ink is. I did it with that, so you can't even really tell that it's inked. Now that's the back of that paper, and that's kind of a diamond shape, and I think that that paper is really cool. And I wish I had another sheet of this paper because I would have tried to use that pink and green somehow on some page. Side note, fun fact maybe it's not fun, maybe it's just a fact. When I was younger, I would say around 11 or 12 years old, I desperately wanted a pink and mint green bedroom. Desperately. Like, it was, I cut out pictures out of catalogs and left hints. I just wanted it. Never got it. And I'm not like despondent over it or anything. It's just whenever I see pink and mint green together, it reminds me of that time when I was, 5th, 6th grade and really wanting that bedroom. So anyway, okay, back to the layout. Now, the sketch has the photo on the right-hand side of the page, and I felt like a lot of my layouts recently that were going into the album were on the right side of the page, and sometimes I make design decisions just on how it's fitting in the album. So I don't want all of my photos and embellishments to be on the right side of the page because it's going to be super bulky right there and I'm going to be able to fit less layouts into my albums. As it is, I'm on my third album for 2016 and I kind of want to cap it at 3. Otherwise, I have to go out and buy another album because I only have 3 of this certain album that I'm using. So that's how that decision came to be. So this little die cut right here is the one that I inked the edges on. I ink it with that really pink, pale pink, and tuck it up underneath of my photo. However, when I add that little bit extra, it's going to be in a few minutes, I just don't ink it. I don't even remember that I had inked this here. So it is what it is, and like I said, it's not blaringly obvious that I did not ink it. Alright, and I'm just messing around, moving that fussy cut floral just a little bit because I don't want the edge of that sparkly frame to show. And guys, I'm totally okay that I'm covering up the sentiment on there that says sparkle every day. When I saw that die cut, I was actually going to do a layout about sparkling every day because whenever I scrapbook, even if I'm not playing with anything glittery, I come out with glitter somewhere. It's just like it sticks to me. It just finds me. So, I don't know. So I'm messing around down here at the bottom because I was kind of unsure what to go with. anymore at the top, and that's kind of how I roll with my scrapbooking. If I'm having a moment with a certain area of my page, I'll just move on to a different part of the page and see if I can get it flowing. Now, I was going to title this The Lucky Ones and just go ahead and use that thicker title that's in there, but I decided not to. I don't know. For some reason, I liked the glittery gold on this page, but I didn't really want it in the title. Now, that is from that camera, that minty green one that I placed down on the page, is from the 12 by 12 chipboard sheet from the Maggie Holmes Carousel collection, and that was not in a Citrus Twist kit that I had purchased on my own. And I decided to not use that camera. I kind of felt like at that point it was just too much of that minty, aqua, teal, all turquoise, whatever color you want to call it or associate it with. It just was too much. Like it wasn't making me that happy. But what I do decide to do is fussy cut some florals so that they will layer behind that little gold glitter tape that I've cut apart there. And don't worry, I'm not going to make you watch me fussy cut. Now, you can kind of see it there, and you've probably heard these tips before, but it's totally a legitimate tip. When you're fussy cutting, you don't want to move your scissors, you just want to move the paper. You are literally just closing your scissors ever so slowly, or I do it ever so slowly. I guess if you were a master at fussy cutting, you could probably do it a little bit quicker. But I'm closing my scissors ever so slowly in my right hand while I'm using my left hand to maneuver the paper. And I know everybody says that, hold on to, don't move your scissors, move the paper, but really, it really works. And I use my normal scissors. I have these Fisker scissors that I got. They actually have my Fisketeer number on them. If anybody was a Fisketeer back in the day. I was really sad when they discontinued that program because it was a lot of fun. Anyway, so back to fussy cutting. I use those. I don't use like a detail scissor, like a teeny tiny scissor. I do have multiple pairs of those scissors, and I do use them on some teeny tiny little things that I'm cutting where I really need like a sharp point. But with this, I wasn't doing a super like fantastic job of fussy cutting. I was kind of leaving a little halo. If the halo didn't go, it was fine, because they're I want it to kind of feel like these are like sketchy flowers, and if they're not perfect, it's okay because they're a sketchy flower. So anyway, I decide to take back that pink camera, and I'm going to use this little chipboard bow, and that did come from the 12 by 12 chipboard sheet as well. And I'm liking it. I'm liking the black and white. I'm liking the color, or cream and white. I'm liking the colors that's going on here. I'm liking the way it's coming together. Let me give you another little tip thing that I do. So when I do fussy cut things, and I fussy cut not on a regular basis, but I do enjoy it. What I do is I cut slits so that whatever I'm tucking the fussy cut it thing around, it's going to be able to tuck better. So over on that left side of the page, and you might have caught it in the video earlier, I cut slits where those leaves are so that the photo kind of tucks into it. And I'm watching this video and realizing that that leaf that is tucked underneath of the photo, after I had taken the photo of the layout and finished it, I pulled that out so that's layered over the photo as well. It's not underneath. And you're not going to see it in the picture because I already took the picture. So, We're just getting that done. And I'm liking how that's looking up there, and now I'm like, it's time to mess around down here with the bottom. And on that Amy Tangerine thicker sheet, there's one gold leaf. And I thought, well, this would be a good place to bring in that one gold leaf. And I gotta say, sometimes manufacturers drive me crazy with the stuff that they put into their kits. Now, I know some of the kits are kind of with a bunch of random stuff, and that seems to be the way collections are going. Not kits, collections. The way collections are going. There's a lot of random stuff mixed together that you might not exactly think go together. Like the Hustle and Heart, or is it Heart and Hustle? Whatever that collection is, there's like teacups and tigers, and not exactly sure why teacups and tigers go together. It's kind of random to me. Anyway, it's kind of random to me, and that's what I'm getting at. So now I've started to look away from what I'm actually doing and went on a rant, and I know I had a point to it, and the point has completely left my head. So let's get back to the layout. Now I pull out the custom word stickers, and these are a Citrus Twist exclusive, and they've got these little labels and words, and some of them are gold foil. So what I do with this little label is I ink the edges of it because I want it to stand out. When I just placed it up there next to the floral, it kind of just blended in, and I wanted it to be like, wow, here's some blue color paper. So there we go. Oh, I remember my point. My point was it had one gold leaf on that thicker sheet, and I thought that this would be a perfect layout for it to go since I was using leaves and florals, except it didn't really go, and it didn't make it on this page, so now I still have that one random gold leaf. Okay, that's what I was thinking. Yay! Complete thoughts. Always a plus. So I'm just messing around with these little custom word stickers, and some of them are words and some of them are labels, and there was one that I tucked down at the bottom floral that says conspiracy, and then that epic word kind of is hanging out down at the bottom under that floral, but it's going to go up to the top closer to the word conspiracy once I move some things around. And that little one right there said date night. We actually were going out that night. We were not wearing jeans and t-shirts. This was before we were dressed to go out. So I'm pulling out the Pink Fresh Studio ephemera pack, and I'm just kind of looking at it, trying to figure out if there's anything from that pack that I can actually put on this layout. And I'm going to use this geotag, and it's going to go eventually down at the bottom. And for no reason other than I like the shape of it and it's gold, that's the only reason why it's going on this layout. So it's there. Now I had thought about cutting this little die cut in two and having the gold part of it kind of hang down underneath the Happiness is Here banner. However, when I pulled up my layers a little bit to put it there, I kind of felt like it was a little bit off. The die cut was a little too white, and everything else on the page was a little too cream. So it was just not working for me. So while I'm looking at this, I'm realizing I have this dark pink up at the top, I have this dark pink by the photo, and I don't have the dark pink at the bottom of the page. So I just go ahead and used a scrap, and this scrap, I'm not sure if I mentioned it before, was from one of the carousel papers that came in the August 2017 Citrus Twist kit. So I just put that down there, and it brings the pink. I've got this triangle of dark pink now. And that really, I wasn't necessarily looking for it to be a triangle of dark pink. I was really looking for it to just bring some of that dark pink down to the bottom, because my original intention was to have that Happiness is Here banner to be at the bottom. So that's why I had the dark pink up at the top, so that they could be on both the top and the bottom of the page. However, changed my mind about that banner, so I needed to bring that pink down at the bottom as well. Now I went and got some wood veneer hearts. I also pulled out my gold embellishments, and I was going to sprinkle some sequins around. I decided not to go with the sequins. I felt like it was just getting to that point of, that's a little bit too much with the gold sequins. So that did not happen. But I do like the wood veneer. I'm finding that I'm really liking like little bits of wood veneer sprinkled throughout my page. Like little wood veneers. And I also have a ton of big wood veneers that maybe the next Rediscover Your Stash, instead of focusing so much on my cork, I'm going to focus on the wood veneer because there's a lot of it. So I'm just, placing these little hearts around the page where I think it goes well, where there's a little bit of a gap. And it's just something I can put on there. And my title is going to be Oh Lovely. And because we kind of had we got each other the same cards, and we got each other the same cards. Like, we had that moment happen. So, oh lovely is something I used to say a lot. And it could be a good thing or a bad thing. So that's why I went with that title. And I'm just using my Scotch dot tape runner type thing to add some adhesive to the back of those wood veneers and just placing them down on the page. And here's where I just like plop some down, and I'm like, nope, too much. Gonna get those off the page. So I take those off, and I'm thinking the sequins are too much, but I definitely need something. So I pull out some more of these flat, they're kind of like flat puffy circle stickers, and these are from Fancy Pants. And I'm just kind of looking around, and I'm trying to pick out the colors, and I'm like, yeah, I could use these two colors together. I'll use this darker color and then this blue color, and I can get some of these used up on the page. So I'm using them to center the flowers. I'm using the dark and the lighter blue. The dark is almost a green, and the blue is kind of a blue, but if you look at it in a different light, it's kind of a green. So I figured it would work well. So I'm just tucking those in on each of the centers of the flowers. And then I have a couple left, like in those two colors that I was using. So I just sprinkle them around the page until it makes it look fine to my eye, and I'm happy with it. Don't worry, guys. There is no journaling on this page. There is also no date on this page. But like I said, there's a companion page that is going to go with it, and that is where all that kind of information will be. All right, thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys are enjoying my citrus my citrus twist kit videos. I have decided to renew my subscription. I tried it out for 3 months, and this time I'm going for the 6 months. So hooray for that. So lots more citrus twist kit videos coming up. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great week, and I will see you guys soon.